Hey, hi, hello, I'm Bush Wookie and welcome to my channel. So we left off, we were getting close to the end of Act 3, but we had to kind of cut it off. Um, should be pretty much done with it, I think, and then we'll be going into the in-between act thing. So, alright, just gonna jump into it. Looks like Lula's now here, which I don't know how exactly she ended up here. I don't know if that was like a Xanadu thing. Lula to Donald. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive? Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Alright. I guess to the gate we go. Roberta. Should we talk to Roberta? Do we have a need to talk to Roberta? We're not going to talk to Roberta. She's just minding her own business. Down, down we go. Backpack. Oh, wait, we already looked at that. We already looked at that. My bad. I'm sorry, you guys. I got distracted. I'm sorry. Continue on. Yep, they are ready to leave. Let's roll. Alright, what was it? Shoot. Okay, well, hopefully it, tells me when to... Okay. The cat carrier. Where was there a cat carrier at? There was a cat carrier in some other part of the backpack. Maybe I was supposed to go the other way. Maybe I was supposed to go clockwise. Okay. Cathode raid. Oh, wait. Ah, damn it. Okay. There we go. Could have said it decided to drive clockwise. Ah, apparently not. Okay. Alright, back at the Bureau. I kind of forgot that Junebug and Johnny were following us. To be honest with you, I didn't know who was running with us back at the last place. Okay, to reception. Oh, I guess me and Junebug are just buddies now. Okay. Don't you tip over my coffee, cat. Ring the bell. Okay. Do you see what I deal with, people? Do you see what I deal with? Excuse, ma'am? Ma'am, your tail? Oh, great. No, I see what you're doing. You're trying to knock all my stuff off the table. Oh, Lula! Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Any word on the address? The results just came in by courier. Good news, Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference the results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in a museum down there. Did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks and deep. Seems a little ominous that she'd say something like that. Okay. Is that a kitty? Am I imagining that? That looks like a cat. Kitty. Kitty. My real cats are like, what the hell are you yelling about? I guess I can't acknowledge it. I'm fairly certain that's a cat, though. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? What? In the church, at the graveyard. You two came out of there all weird. What happened? It's okay, you can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So we were in the graveyard. Oh, I don't get to know the story? Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell? I wanted to know too. In case you're wondering, in part... Is this part 2 or part 3? This is 3 or 4? Part 3, anyway. We went to this church with a graveyard. Yada yada. They came running out. I don't know. This place. Okay. We'll just let the game explain it, because I'm not big brain when it comes to that. Alright. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with them. Okay, we'll make it quick. Actually, I picked all the same stuff. I didn't actually remember. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed in flecks of unknown boot heels. A handmade apparatus for the production of moonshine, assembled from scavenged metal and natural materials. Okay. Is there anything else? Can't go out here. I guess sit. A little weird, but okay. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly, ran away, but we thought... You thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room, the walls are blank, kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings and desks. A classroom, maybe? The camera is in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just the awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted. Fuzzy. I coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think with all these holes in the ceiling. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? We should check outside. Oh. Okay. That's, not normal. Of course, I haven't been to church in a while, so who knows? Oh. Oh, I'm this guy. Okay. I'm gonna get you. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. Crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. Okay, so Doolittle was the one who wrote the play The Reckoning, which was the in-between Act 2 and 3, the entertainment. We're actually looking for some information about an old computer. Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. Okay. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Well, it's not an old church. No, I guess not, but still, it all has kind of a reverence to it. And what's that smell? Like bread. Baking bread? Interesting. There's bread all over the bar for the reckoning as well, so please follow me. Why is that symbol here? What does that do? Oh! Okay. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. I'm not taking off my shoes. Oh, I understand. It's only a courtesy to... Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway, just this way. Oh, what a nice fella. Like, just very understanding. Is this dispatch? Why are these people all normal looking? More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. What formula? Eh? Oh, the formula. Changed our lives. Once, years ago, we were as prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization and leverage asset distributions accordingly to nightly merit decay. Then she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. I'm guessing that's Lula. Now we just plug our daily numbers into the formula and run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. We actually just need to ask you about a computer. No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got it bad, haha. That's why I got into the business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematicians and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? What a nerd. Come on, Gimpy. Here's the fleet, haha. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle and a dream. So the trucks are just east a ways, and shipping you can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Is this Hard Times Whiskey? I think this is Hard Times Whiskey. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Alright. Oh, I actually get to, like, drive. Woo! Okay, apparently I can't get too wild or this happens. Okay, hopefully I can... We're not whipping donuts? Can we whip donuts? Yeah, feel it. Feel the power. Alright. Enough of that. Nothing up here? Okay. You got it. Just turn. So what happens when you let a woman drive? If you ever see me driving in video games, it does not get better than this. I'm sorry. Maybe someday I'll do a Grand Theft Auto. Just so you can see. Oh, shit! I was going too fast. I wanted to look at this. Oh, shipping. I guess we'll go to shipping. Little autopilot. What a terrible parking job. You were so close. That was not me. That was the autopilot. I'm just saying. Okay. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until the last run. Aha! Precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive. Safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few... Okay. So, part 1 of this game, I came across a wreck, and there was broken glass and stuff like that, so I guess that was Miguel. All connecting. Okay. So let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Such a truck and switches on the CB radio. A dark, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on that load. Come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave. 1012 City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch. We have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again? Introduce yourself. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. You folks know anything about a moldy old computer? 99 wheel holder. Gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so. I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Okay. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good, strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job, and some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. Shouldn't really do any lifting these days. I see. Well, surely we can spare a dolly and carrying strap for your health and safety. Conway woke up on balded hay? Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. There was an important job that couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. Dang. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around. Lisette looked away. Ira just spat and then went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So, what's next? Okay. Oh, sure. I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires. That's the thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees couldn't exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves, isn't it the way, eh? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely, a truck deserves care and fearful respect like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of deference. I kind of want to know what's going on more with, like, this weird backstory of his. Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceilings were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee with a little sugar. He was just waiting for it to be over. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Okay, so it sounds like he's at like an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. So obviously he had some sort of issues with alcoholism. That's what we're coming to find out. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He knew it was time to hit the bar. It was good to get out of the heat, away from the mendacity. He settled into it. Someone else from the meeting was here, looking rough. He focused on the television. A nature show was playing, something about river dolphins that cruised the Amazon, eating psychedelic frogs and having weird adventures. I think that's a real thing. At night, they transformed into an attractive young party girl. Okay, well, that part's not a real thing. And wore hats to cover their blowholes. Now, what else can we show you? Headlights work fine, see? Do little fiddles with the controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Drivers sleep in the days, then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway, too loud, too murky. He turned off into a gray cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger seat. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer, thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. It was pointless. So, moving on. Control the wipers with this knob here. Okay. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here, so I hear, but most of our product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often. Particularly in the spring months, so I hear. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. All review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to see a movie. It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ears. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink. And another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out, then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. Modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. The truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them that you'll start in the morning. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few... 10:33 dispatch. Got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4. Back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back. Lem. Oh. Yeah, that's Doolittle's first name. That's why I recognized it. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. So... I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. I don't think he's getting it, man. Like, we ain't got time to just take on this new job. Oh, gosh. Come on. Nope. Get her turn around. Come on. 30-point turn. That's logistics. Let's head back upstairs. I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid moldy computer. Oh! The old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see? As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air, the angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up the mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angels share back into the drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff, so we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending us people here to drive us away. Paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. Since we stopped going down there, I'm sure the mold's gotten pretty thick. Try cleaning off that timing crystal. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs? If you don't mind. Oh, gotta give him his hard hats back. That's fair. The adding machine. Here it is, a beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come up with our daily ritual to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations. You're hired. Wait, we can't. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. A single barrel. He doesn't. Down the hatch. Vinum Memoria Amorse. What happens if I don't drink it? Oh, I guess I drink it no matter what. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this. He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, and there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep by my back of the envelope estimations. Well, we have that in common, I suppose, all of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs, of course. The interest begins the compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. Can I move? Why am I not moving? Oh. So I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way things go, kid. Huh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? What in that? Why was there a mammoth on the fair? I love this game, but it's so strange sometimes. End of Act 3. Alright, you guys, I'm going to cut it off here. Apparently there was a bit more part 3 than what I thought was going to be there, so save the here and there along the echo in between section for a different episode. Probably just make it one of its own. And yeah, so if you want to make sure you catch that, like and subscribe. If you want to see the rest of what I've already played, if you're just jumping in now, it's all posted in my YouTube. And yeah, this game is just super interesting, and so I'm just excited to keep on playing it. But until next time, Bushwookie out.